PowerPoint na nakashare sa screen. Okay. Sige, so let's start yung ating class. Just check your schedule. Kayo ba yung yung section na wala pang... Yes, yung section na wala pang room assignment, Okay, so, sige. Anyways, kapag ka ganun, na wala pa tayong room assignment, so online na lang yung magiging mga classes natin, Okay, so tigil tayo. Okay, and so anyways, let's have our lesson for today. Good afternoon, class. So I hope na although parang kakaunti tayo, I'd like to check that sa yung portal kung bakit. Saan ba tayong kakaunti? Three, 2, 1, 0, 24 lang. And 23 tayo. 21 kayo actually. Okay, anyways. So, ayun. Let's have our discussion for today. So, we'll have yung ating discussion of solar energy. Okay? Starting with a brief introduction. Natin dito the amount of sunlight that strikes the Earth's surface in an hour and a half is enough to handle the entire world's energy consumption for a full year. So imagine that, imagine the abundance of solar energy na meron tayo that just for harnessing that energy for an hour and a half, masusupply na natin yung ating demand for power, yung ating energy consumption for a whole year. Yun ay para sa buong mundo. So, if that is the case natin, why hasn't been yung ating solar power yung primary source of energy natin? You might be wondering, kung ganon, bakit marami pa rin tayong may energy crisis tayo, marami tayong problema with our demand for energy, and nagre-rely pa rin tayo sa fossil fuels. Now, there are certain factors kasi merong factors na galing na rin sa ating dito sa use natin mismo ng solar energy, and there are external factors din. So of course, nandito yung ang ating solar energy is not that much of a reliable source of energy right now. Yung ating generation of solar energy, reliable. Of course, nandyan yung ating factors like um, depende yan from location to location. Nandyan yung ating tawag dito, technology which is not really right there yet. And nandyan din yung kanyang the economics of it all. The cost right now of utilizing this solar energy generation is um, it does not outweigh the initial cost natin sa kung tayo ay magtatayo ng ganitong solar farm, and considering the fact na hindi siya ganun ka-reliable. Um, most of the commercial establishments or even establishment, yung mga companies na gumagamit ng solar energy, hindi pa sila totally nagre-rely 100% sa standalone solar PV systems. Bakit ganon? Hindi siya ganon ka-reliable. Hindi mo ma-assure na kaya niyang i-meet yung iyong demand, lalo na kung napakalaki ng demand mo on an everyday basis. Lalo na kung 24 hours yung operation mo. Nagre-rely pa rin sila sa hybrid or yung grid-connected systems. Yung ating grid-connected systems, meaning to say, meron kang connection pa rin sa ating mga RES na tinatawag, yung ating retail electricity suppliers like Aboitiz, Meralco, and the like. Okay, so hindi pa siya ganun ka-totally reliable in such a way na kaya mong dun lang talaga magre-rely. Lalo na sa mga malalaking establishments. Households can be, but then again, it is very costly. Solar technologies convert sunlight into electrical energy either through photovoltaic panels. Itong ibig sabihin natin by the word dito sa itong photovoltaic natin na word na ito, photo coming from light, and voltaic, so ito ay electricity. So this means this is electricity coming from light. Panels, so PV panels, more commonly known to us as yung solar panels natin, or through mirrors that concentrate solar radiation. This energy can be used to generate electricity to be stored in batteries or thermal storage. Now, one more thing na I forgot to mention as a factor kung bakit hindi pa ganun ka totally used yung solar energy is yung politics din niya. I don't want to delve deep dito sa conspiracy of it all, pero ngayon kasi is yung market natin is yung focus yung ating with the use of yung fossil fuels natin, and then yung ating umiikot yung economy ng ating so disrupting that, albeit yung ating fossil fuels, alam natin is scarce, it is a finite resource, alam natin sooner or later mauubos din yan, but ito kasi yung market. So ayun, the politics of it all, maybe a conspiracy, maybe not, but again, one of the factors kung bakit hindi natin talaga totally utilize yung solar energy natin as our primary source. So, the main energy source on our Earth is the sun's radiation. The solar radiation amounts to 1.7 times 10 to the 17 watts. Imagine how many zeros is that, 34% will be reflected back, 42% will be converted to heat directly, 23% is stored in water vapor, wind water waves consume about 1%, and plants consume 0.023%. Pag dumating na tayo dun sa next set of topics natin, pag doon na tayo sa solar radiation, how we, tawag dito, paano tayo makakasukat ng ating mga currents coming from yung sa ating solar radiation. Darating din tayo sa mga konting computational natin na topics. So as we go along, and muna naman is introduction lang muna ulit tayo. And the yung kung paano natin may explain how a solar system work. So, yun. Kunti tayong mga important terms. Kunti nga mga important terms na ating kakasalubong throughout this first half nitong ating course, which is focused on solar energy utilization. Una, alternative energy. Energy generated in ways that are less harmful to the environment because they are not as dependent on finite natural resources, particularly fossil fuels such as oil, coal, or natural gas. Example are solar, wind, biomass, geothermal, and hydroelectric. So, tawag dito, the trend natin kasi is sooner or later, alam natin, finite nga eh. So, yung ating mga resources na pinagkukuhanan nito, there will come the time na siya ay mauubos din. So, yung trend natin or yung kung saan tayo papunta will be, of course, papunta na din tayo sa pag-utilize talaga natin itong ating alternative resources natin and ito ang ating mga renewable energy resources natin. And the best part of it is that yung kanyang carbon footprint na iiwan is very minimal if not none. Of course, meron pa rin kasi about yung tawag dito, fabrication and everything of all the components na meron tayo. So, hindi naman natin masasabi na zero emissions talaga siya right now. But, sooner or later, will come the time na yun na yung doon na tayo magre-rely. And hopefully, if not in this generation, if not in my lifetime, hopefully sa inyo, na kayo yung makaka-develop nung or sa inyo, kayo yung makakapag-enjoy niyong paggamit nitong resources na ito. So, array. Multiple solar cells make up a solar panel and multiple panels can be wired together to form a solar array. Now, the basic or the most or the smallest component nitong ating solar system is, most basic part yung solar cell. Yung solar cell natin na yun, hanay mo in series yung solar cells natin na yun, will make up a solar module or most likely known as yung solar panel natin. Now, yung solar panel natin can produce na yung ating required na energy to power up kung ano man yung DC load na meron tayo. Now, for much more higher demands, you can line up in series, in parallel, more solar panels to make up a solar string, and then solar strings, yun naman ay iyong i-line up line up mo in series, in parallel to have yung solar array mo. Now, large-scale solar farms, alam natin yung mga ekta-ektaryang lupa natin. Yun yung nagko-compress na itong ating solar farm. And that is multiple solar arrays. Na talagang na wired up together to meet up kung gaano kalaki yung demand natin na yun. Okay, the more panels you install, the more energy you can expect to generate, but depending on the efficiency of the panels, you may be able to make the same amount of energy with fewer panels. Again, maraming factors kasi na iniintindi din tayo dyan, like its placement, its location, even the orientation ng panels ninyo. It has to have that perfect orientation in such a way na yung direct na projection ng ating sunlight, para masalo niya yung ating photons emitted by solar radiation natin, ay makukuha niya in its highest efficiency. Of course, hindi naman yung solar panels naman natin, hindi naman siya, although mayroong mga systems na integrated and automatic na ang kanyang ginagawa, sinusundan niya, pumapaling siya kung nasa na yung direction ng ating araw from rising from the east and setting it to the west, sinusundan niya yung orientation. Kasi kailangan, you know how light disperses, right? Light disperses, so paglayo ng kanyang dispersion, pag baba na ng kanyang emission, right? Just like in the case of a flashlight. Pag meron tayong flashlight, pag yung flashlight natin ay directly towards yung sa ating, right, yung sa ating panel, so alam natin in a 90-degree angle, yung kapag directly perpendicular siya dun sa ating panel, we know that the light is dispersed there in a more efficient manner. Paano kung siya ay tilted na or naka-diagonal na? So, yung dispersion ng light niya has to travel a lot more and the dispersion of photons doon is less efficient. Ano? So, ganun yung ating examples doon. Kaya nga po yung ating location, kaya yung ating orientation, the tilt, nitong ating mga panels. So, as much as possible, catch the light of or catch yung solar radiation natin. That contributes to the efficiency nitong ating system. Ano? Balance of systems or all of the other parts, sorry, yun dapat yung nakabukod. Balance of system, all of the other physical parts that make up a solar system outside the panels, so the inverters, wiring, mounting hardware, monitoring system. Mamaya, magbibigay ako sa inyo ng example as to how the solar system works from its smallest component, padagdag ng padagdag sa depende sa kung gaano kalaki na yung demand niya. So, siguro yun sa mga nakikita nyo sa labas ng inyong mga bahay. Baka meron kayo sa inyo inyong mga bahay. Yung mga solar na street lights, yung mga solar na ilaw natin. What is it composed of? It's composed of a solar cell. Yung solar cell natin na yun, ikakatch yung sunlight, solar radiation, converting the photons natin yung sa semiconductor material niya. Ano? And then directly wired na siya if not meron lang siyang control panel doon or some sort of charge controller para power up yung kanyang battery and the solar sensor na kapag ilaw kasi siya, di ba meron tayo na yung kapag maliwanag, so patay siya. It is absorbing yung and it is absorbing solar radiation and yung charge niya yung battery niya. And then kapag night time na, once na hindi na siya nakakatanggap, right? Once na hindi na siya nakakatanggap nitong ating solar radiation, titrigger naman niya, turn on naman niya yung kanyang load. Okay, so ganun. Hindi lang po kasi yung ating solar cells, solar panels, solar modules, solar array, that is one of the parts pa lang kasi nitong ating nandito pa yung ating inverters. Inverters used to convert yung ating DC or direct current coming from directly from our solar cells papunta sa ating load. So kailangan i-convert muna siya, lalo na sa mga household natin, household appliances natin, it utilizes alternating current. Nandun din yung ating mga mounting hardware. Paano ba natin itinayo yung ating solar panels? Ito ba ay roof mounted? Ito ba ay ground mounted? Saan ba siya tinayo natin? Ito monitoring system natin. Nandiyan yung ating mga metro. Lalo na kung connected ka sa grid kasi kailangan ma-detect niyon kung medyo kinakapos, kung hindi niya ma-meet yung demand ng iyong load, ng AC load mo, yung mangyayari doon, huhugot siya ng power sa grid. At paano naman kapag medyo lumalakas naman yung delivery mo or yung iyong generation ng solar energy mo. So, gagawin naman niya, if sapat naman sa demand mo, ang gagawin naman niya, ibabato naman niya papunta sa grid para i-supply sa kung saan siya kailangan, which is called net metering. Ikaw pa yung tumutubo doon. Parang ikaw pa yung nagbibigay sa grid ng energy. Efficiency. Referring to solar cell or solar panel, efficiency refers to the percentage of sunlight captured and converted into usable electricity. Electrical grid, the interconnected network of equipment that delivers electricity from suppliers to consumers. So, yung ating power supply na yung connected tayo dito sa grid, like yung sa kagaya dito sa yung sa Meralco, sa Aboitiz, dito sa atin sa tawag dito Batelec, so on and so forth. Ground-mounted solar. So from the word itself, it's ground-mounted. Siguro nakakakita kayo ng ganyang mga malalaking solar farm na gumagamit ng ekta-ektaryang lupa. Imagine that. Ekta-ektaryang lupa to generate a certain demand of power. Interconnection agreement. So contract between the homeowner and the utility and the local utility allowing the homeowner to connect their solar power system to the electric grid. Now, itong interconnection agreement na ito, it is mas ano siya, mas tawag dito, mas gamit na gamit siya with establishments na mayroong hybrid na, or yun yung hybrid or grid connected solar systems. Kasi kapag ka ganun, once na hindi nga ma-meet ng solar system yung demand mo, so magbabato or magbibigay siya yun ng power yung grid. And the other way around, kapag lumalabis ka naman, ibabato mo naman sa grid yung mga na-generate mo. Again, hindi naman nga kasi ganun ka-reliable or hindi ganun ka-consistent yung magiging generation natin from time to time natin. Of course, it is weather dependent din, seasonal, season dependent din siya sa season. Lalo na sa mga countries where multiple season yung meron all throughout the year natin. Inverter. Inverter, in a simpler sense, is yung device natin na ginagamit to convert DC direct current papunta sa AC alternating current, which is yung most na ginagamit natin for our household appliances, household needs. Microinverters naman. Microinverters, sa halip na siya ay isang device, this is a device embedded in each of the solar cells na meron tayo, in each of the solar panels na meron tayo. So sa halip na yung buong solar array mo, solar panel mo, solar modules mo, solar strings mo, sa halip na yon ay nakakonekta sa isang inverter, yon ay sa bawat panel mo merong microinverter na naka-embed sa kanya. Which is much more complicated, much more costly type of inverter na meron tayo na magagamit. Module, another name for solar array, mounting hardware. So yung kung ano yung mga ginagamit natin na mounting hardware, yung mga tubular steel natin ginagamit, yung mga racks natin, cable trays, so the like. Net metering, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, when a gear-tied solar system produces more energy than is needed, the excess power is sent to the electrical grid to be redistributed where it is needed. Operations and maintenance. So, alam natin kasi na yung ating mga solar panels, it is exposed to the elements. So, operations and maintenance is needed kasi right from the start kasi yung ating kahit bago pa yan, hindi yan ganun talaga ka-efficient. Imagine if siya ay hindi mo ma-maintain ng maayos, kalawangan yung mga parts niya, mabasag yung ibang mga cells mo, So, yung kanyang pag-collect ng ating kailangan na solar energy, solar radiation is hindi na ganun ka-efficient. So, yun. Operations and maintenance. Photovoltaic, yung PV natin. Yun yung sinabi sa inyo, photovoltaic, photo meaning light, from the photons natin na kina-capture. And then, voltaic, so yung ating electricity, convert sunlight through electricity through a natural occurring process in certain types of material which are called semiconductors. Yun yung solar cells natin is semiconductor material. Explain natin yung makeup niya. Renewable energy. Energy generated from sources that are naturally or continually renew themselves, such as sunlight, wind, thermal heat, or tidal movement. Okay, where were we? Solar batteries or storage. Solar storage systems are comprised of high-capacity rechargeable batteries or battery banks that store excess energy generated by a solar system for use at night or as backup during emergency grid outages or other times when the solar system cannot generate in real time. So, batteries. Solar canopies. Solar panel arrays are raised above ground or structures that leave the land underneath usable for other purposes such as parking lots, so kinugamit niya, laki ng cost niya sa solar cells, solar panels. we know na yung large requirement niya for land is malaki din. Imagine, hektarya. So, to mitigate this or solve this problem in having a few solutions na meron tayo, ginagawa nila ditong sa halip na ground-mounted lang siya, ginagawa siya na if not roof-mounted, yun, ginagawa siya na ganito, solar canopy, solar carports, na at least in a way, yung baba ng solar panels is may utilize pa rin siya. Solar cell, that is yung a single light capturing unit of a solar PV PV solar panel. Solar cells are made of silicon like semiconductors. They are constructed with a positive layer and a negative layer. Mamaya malalaman natin yan, yung P layer, yung yung N layer at P layer, and then yung P junction niya. So nandun yung ating positive conductor, negative conductor natin. Nandun yung ating bus bar, nandun yung tatawag na fingers, where yung photons natin, yung once na catch na nitong ating semiconductor material yung photons, mababangga niya yung electrons natin sa or yung negatively charged na atoms natin sa structure ng in which yun yung flow ng electrons na yan. Ang kapag nilapatan mo ng wire or kapag binigyan mo ng kanyang wiring na pagdadaanan, siya yung magbibigay ng way para magkaroon ka ng flow of electricity. So solar panel efficiency, the percentage of sunlight that solar panels can convert to electricity. The first solar panels had about 6% efficiency. So power solar panels have the world record for efficiency of commercially available panels, 2.8%. So again, yung technology natin with efficiency it only grows better as we advance. So solar dealer or most siguro mas known as solar contractors. Sila yung company that sells equipment to homeowners, businesses, and other organizations. Basically, sila yung nagpo-provide ng services, installation, equipment na concerned with solar power generation. Solar design, the layout and orientation of a solar system. Now, siguro power plants, industrial plants, but para sa ganitong solar design, actually meron na din yung mga dedicated na software or CAD softwares na take advantage nito para mas makapag-design tayo ng mas madali and mas detailed and efficient na design itong ating solar systems. Ini-incorporate niya yung location using yung geometrical or yung geo coordinates ng isang location. So, tinitake into account na niya yung kanyang mga yung kanyang topographic location, yung kanyang seasonal features, yung kanyang weather conditions, So, yun, meron tayong mga ganong such software na nagagamit. Solar installer, so sila yung like the contractors and the dealers, sila yung nag-i-install nitong ating mga ganitong equipment. Solar monitoring, specialized software to use, track, and manage energy generation and usage, billing, carbon offsets, and more. Solar panel or module. So ito yun. Solar panel, solar module, parehas lang yun. PV solar panels are made up of many solar cells linked together to form a circuit and are mounted in a frame. Yun yung solar module natin or solar panel natin. Solar panel cleaning. So, parang lang siya, parang yung maintenance lang siya. So, solar panel contractor, solar power plant. A large-scale, usually ground-mounted solar array. You can understand why there are only so much mga bubong na pwede mong pag-mountan ng lalo for our large scale na ganitong solar power plant. So usually ground-mounted solar array built for utility or commercial use. Solar shingles or tiles. So sa halip na solar panels, yung ikakabit mo, merong ganitong na-integrate na siya dun sa roof tiles na nilalagay mo sa bubong mo. Ano, again, it's much more costly. Ano, kasi yung flexible types na solar cells yung ginagamit doon. Okay? So thin film solar, PV solar technology contracted in very thin layers of PV material to create lightweight, often flexible sheets. So mamaya, yung makeup ng isang solar cell, i-discuss din natin siya. Ano? Tracker. Mounting hardware used in power plant installation and solar panels to move or follow the sun throughout the day. So, sinasabi ko sa inyo, merong mga highly specialized na ganitong systems na hindi lang iniiwan na yung inyong solar panels is naka-orient sa isang direction. Kasi alam nga natin, lumilipat yung location ng araw natin all throughout the day from rising the east and then setting to the west. Ano? So alam natin yon. Now, meron tracker na susundan yung direction ng ating sunlight. So zero net energy also referred to as net zero energy identifies homes and buildings that generate as much energy as they consume. So yun, some of just the important terms natin. Now, let's move on to the general PV system. The photovoltaic system converts solar radiation into electricity directly. Solar radiation, often called solar resource or just simply sunlight, is a general term for the electromagnetic radiation emitted by the sun. So kapag nandun na tayo sa next topic natin na solar radiation, doon natin mas ma-discuss yung intricacies nun. So this is a simple general PV system, although hindi pa kasama lahat dyan actually. Lalo ito ay simpleng standalone lang na system ito, hindi siya grid connected, hindi siya hybrid. Now, we start with the photovoltaic array natin or yung ating solar array. Now this may be composed of meron tayong solar series of interconnected na solar cells. Right? Now, this solar solar modules can be interconnected together para makagawa naman ng solar string. Tapos, solar strings naman connected in series and parallel, yun naman yung makakabuo ng iyong solar array. Makikita natin dito, connected siya to a battery storage. Right? So, yung battery storage natin na to, and actually, meron pang isang component dapat ito na nasa gitna. Yung charge controller. Yung battery kasi natin, kapag lumabes yung supply natin ng solar energy na yung ating battery cannot handle, so ano mangyayari? Mag-overcharge yung battery natin. At when yun namang ating yung ating kuwan ay tawag dito. So syempre magdi-discharge yung ating sa ating DC loads once na ginagamit natin yung ating mga loads na yun, hindi even yung AC loads natin after converting using yung ating inverters, Ngayon kapag kasi walang gumagamit na demand dito, so walang demand sa AC loads mo, tapos ay yung solar panel is wala ding pumapasok or wala siyang dinadala papunta sa battery storage mo, mangyayari yung battery mo can discharge to the solar panels mo, which is kailangan ay hindi din mangyari. So yun yung purpose ng charge controller. From the word itself, kinokontrol niya kung saan dinidischarge ng battery yung kanyang stored na energy. So of course, hindi niya i-discharge pabalik dito yung kanyang energy, right? And kapag walang gumagamit sa kanya, so kinokontrol niya na walang madi-discharge na energy from your solar battery. Pa? So, yung inverters natin, and kasi dito, from here pa lang, kung yung requirement mo naman is yung patatakbuhin mo yung mga gamit mo na makaka-operate under DC load, yung mga DC loads mo, DC direct current loads mo, so pwede na diretso. Pero pagka most likely nga is yung mga household appliances natin, so alternating current. Kaya meron tayong inverter. Ano? Now, components of a PV system. We have the PV array. Its function is the conversion of a solar radiation into electricity. It's the major unit of the system. It's the heart of the system. Ano? Kung wala ka nito, so wala kang mag-generate na electricity in the first place kasi walang mag-harvest ng solar radiation for conversion. Battery storage. Makakatakbo ba ang isang solar system kapag walang battery storage? Yes. Kasi pwede namang yung mga loads mo is directly connected dun sa ating PV array. The battery storage natin is used lang to store. Yun nga, to store. Para kapag at the times na meron tayong harvesting ng solar radiation pag-araw. Right? So, makapag-harvest siya. So, dadali niya sa battery. Ano? So, kapag naman hindi niya ginagamit, so, meron pa rin nakastore natin. Or kung hindi makaka-harvest ng energy yung ating solar panels, meron pa rin nakastore sa ating battery. Igamit pa rin natin yung ating mga gamit. Yung magagamit natin kung ano man yung mga load na kailangan natin. Ano? But kung meron kang battery storage, meron ka nitong mga other accessories mo, pero wala kang PVCs o wala kang solar modules, so hindi tatakbo yun. Wala mag-harvest eh. Ano? Power conditioning circuits. According to the nature of the load, the generated electricity must be conditioned using DC to DC converters or DC to AC inverters. Yan. So, magbigay lang tayo ng simpleng example natin dito. Ano? Ganito kasi yun. So, we have here the simplest or the most basic na part ng ating is yung ating solar cell. Yung cross-section ng ating solar cell, para siyang ganito. We have a semiconductor material dito. Right? Semiconductor material natin dito. So, nandito siya, sandwich between yung ating negative at positive electrode. Right? Now, what happens is, kapag meron tayong generation na to, ito kasi yung ating N layer or negatively charged. Ito naman yung ating P layer or positively charged. Right? And right smack in the middle, yung PN junction. Right? Now, what happens is, kapag meron tayong generation ng meron tayong solar radiation, na once na mag-hit siya dito sa ating solar cells, meron kasi siyang tawag dito, yung makeup kasi niya is structured in such a way na kapag may photons, right? Photons emitted by yung sa ating solar radiation. Once na may photons dito na nag-hit dito sa ating semiconductor material, merong electron siya na mababump and matatanggal sa kanyang location. Right? Yung electrons na yon or yung negatively charged natin atoms na yon, right? Mapupunta siya or makakatch siya dito sa ating negative electrodes. Ma-attract siya doon. Doon siya pupunta. Now, ano yung tendency nitong ating electrode na ito negatively charged natin na particle na ito? Ang kanyang tendency is humanap siya ng location in which mas-stabilize niya yung kanyang sarili. Makakahanap siya ng lugar kung saan makakapasok siya. So, dito pumapasok yung winawiring na natin siya. Right? Papunta sa kung ano man yung ating load. Right? Now, that electron na nabump from this particular location, magfo-flow siya to the negative electrodes natin, pupunta dun sa ating wiring, so magfo-flow siya dito. Hence, powering up yung ating load. And then, since hahanap siya ng location in which may stabilize niya yung sarili niya, right? Hahanap siya dito ng location na pwede siya makapasok. So on and so forth. Now, imagine that happening simultaneously maraming beses. Imagine that na maraming papasok dito sa negative electrode natin, right? Maglilipat-lipat sila ng location, simultaneously happening. So yun yung nagbibigay sa atin ng current flow, yung flow ng electricity natin. Dito sa ating single, imagine that is just on a single solar cell. Okay? Okay po ba tayo doon? Okay lang tayo doon. You can send, para malaman ko na naiintindihan nyo pa, you can just give a simple thumbs up para makita ko naman na kayo nandyan pa. Ma-highlights na lang ng All-Star Weekend ng panoorin nyo. Okay? Okay, good. So, as I've said, this is just a single solar cell. Now, a solar module or a solar panel consists of several of these solar cells. Right? Ayan. Right? Now, itong series of solar cells na to, interconnected, siya naman yung makakabuo ng inyong isang solar module. Right? Tapos, multiple nitong solar modules na ito, connected in series, so solar string. Yung solar string naman na yon, pag dugtong-dugtungin mo ulit in series or parallel, mabubuo mo na yung inyong solar array. So paglaki niya, paglaki din ng kaya niyang i-meet na demand or yung demand in power na kaya niyang i-supply. Ano yung sunod natin dito? Pwede na kasi natin siyang, alright, pwede na natin siyang i-directly connect sa kanyang DC load. Right? Kasi this type of direct current lang siya in one direction. Di ba pag direct current, yung kanyang flow is in one direction. Alternating current ay both directions. Okay? Now ngayon, this one kasi, kung ito yung ating array or yung ating module, pwede na natin siyang directly ipasok sa ating DC load, considering na DC load siya. Ngayon, this will only happen in such a way na kapag ka ito, binigyan mo ng ilaw or na-expose siya sa solar radiation, right? So, gagana to. So, ganun lang. Ganun lang kasimple yung niya. Then again, paano kapag ka hindi mo ito kayang supply ng ilaw? O syempre, hindi mo na ito mapapagana, yung DC load mo. That is where batteries come in. So, sa halip na idadirect natin ito dito sa ating DC load, right? Magpapasok muna tayo nitong ating battery. Right? Para dalhin sa ating DC load. Now, ano yung ginagawa ng battery? It stores yung power. It stores the energy. Right? Para kapag ka hindi nakakakuha ng energy itong ating solar array, merong nakastore na energy from our battery na madadala kapag ginamit natin dito sa ating DC loads. Ngayon, sabi sa inyo, yung battery natin is not really a smart system unless integrated yun sa kanya. Take note of yung, tignan natin yung ating mga simple mga battery, household batteries. Diba meron yung tayo mga batteries na hindi naman siya rechargeable. Hindi siya smart batteries na kapag ka-charge mo siya, na-overcharge mo siya, so, masisira mo siya. Right? Now, these batteries cannot work alone, and needs to have yung tinatawag nga natin na charge controllers. Kasi yun yung magre-regulate kung ano yung laman ng ating battery. Kapag labis na siya, so hindi na siya tatanggapan ng any energy. Right? Kapag wala na siya, o pag nagdi-discharge na siya, so yes, papasok ulit yung ating load dito. Yung papasok ulit natin yung ating power dito. And once naman na walang demand na kinukuha itong ating DC loads, Tapos itong ating module, solar module natin is walang pinapasok din na energy. Prevent naman niya yung discharge ng battery papunta doon. Ano? So yun yung ating purpose ng ating charge controller. So hindi pa tayo tapos diyan. Paano po kapag ang gagamitin natin itong ating solar array, so ating solar array natin is for ano ba tawag dito? Kapag gagamitin natin siya is for AC loads, for household appliances. So of course, hindi natin siya basta kayang idiretso doon. Hindi pwede yun. Ano? So dito papasok yung ating mga inverter. Ano, the purpose of the inverter nga natin is to convert the DC or direct current natin papunta sa AC current naman para masupply na natin siya dito sa ating AC loads. Ano ba? Right? Now, pansin nyo sa inyong mga households, di ba sa ating mga household, napapansin nyo, meron kayong circuit breaker. Ano? So of course, bago natin yung dalhin sa ating mga household appliances, meron tayong circuit breaker. Hindi natin dito na breaker. And then, directly pupunta sa ating AC loads. So ito na typically yung itsura ng isang stand-alone na solar system. Ano? Ito na yun. Ito na yung itsura ng isang stand-alone na solar system. Ano? Meron kang solar array. Ito yung mouse ko. Meron tayong solar array. Meron tayong charge controller. May battery tayo for storage. Ano? Kung DC loads yung ating pinapatakbo, okay na tayo doon. Kung AC loads for household appliances or yung any other loads na gumagamit ng alternating current, meron tayong inverter na dumadaan sa circuit breaker. Ano? Ngayon sir, paano naman po kapag tayo ay grid connected or yung hybrid? Dito papasok yung nandito yung ating metro. May metro tayo dito. For metering, of course. Right? Connected dito sa ating breaker. Ano? Tapos ito, connected na sa ating grid. Ano? So at the time na itong ating solar array, hindi niya makayang ma-meet yung demand ditong ating mga loads, anong gagawin niya dito? Huhugot siya sa grid. Ano? Kasi ganyan yung usually ginagawa ng mga establishments. They cannot afford to lose power dun sa kanilang operations, lalo na kapag 24-hour operation, continuous, hindi pwedeng mawalan sila ng load doon. Ang ginagawa nila, grid connected para magkapusin man sila ng supply dito sa ating solar panels, solar system natin, hindi naman sila mawawalan ng power. It goes both ways. Paano naman kapag hindi ganun kalaki yung demand mo with your AC loads? Pero yung generation mo is labis-labis. So, ang gagawin niya, ibabato naman niya papunta sa grid. Yun yung sinasabi natin na net metering. Ikaw pa yung nagbibigay ng power sa grid. So, this is an example of yung atin ng hybrid solar system. So, okay tayo dun so far na naiintindihan naman, although medyo magulo yung aking representation dito sa ating figures. So anyways, magbibigay naman ako sa inyo na additional reading list tsaka yung mga may papanood ko sa inyo na videos na pwede nyong buksan para mas maintindihan nyo ito. Probably baka mas maintindihan nyo pa yon kaysa sa dinidiscuss ko ngayon. Okay? So, solar radiation. Solar radiation, often called solar resource or just sunlight, is a general term for the electromagnetic radiation emitted by the sun. Solar radiation can be captured and turned into useful forms of energy such as heat and electricity using a variety of technologies. However, the technical feasibility and economical operation of these technologies at a specific location depends on the available source. So, every location on Earth receives sunlight at least part of the year. The amount of solar radiation that reaches any spot on the Earth's surface varies according to, so it's geographic location, right? Time of the day, of course. Kaya meron nga tayong sinabi natin na tik-tik ang init, sobrang init. Ano? Season, local landscape, and local weather. Next, solar radiation. Still, because the Earth is round, the sun strikes the surface at different angles ranging from 0, above the horizon, and 90 directly overhead. When the sun's rays are vertical, the Earth's surface gets all the energy possible. The more slanted the sun's rays are, the longer the travel through the atmosphere. So yun sinasabi ko sa inyo, just like here with, kapag nagtututok tayo ng flashlight, pag directly, kita nyo, pag directly vertical, so yung less yung natatravel nung ating solar radiation. Less yung tinatravel ng light, less dispersed. Kapag ka-slanted, kita nyo, mas mahaba na yung travel niya. Because the Earth is round, the frigid polar regions get a high sun, and because of the tilted axis of rotation, these areas receive no sun at all during parts of the year. The Earth revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit and is closer to the sun during part of the year. Kaya medyo complicated yung ating placement yung ating mga panels kasi una, yung rotation and yung ating movement of Earth and yung kung paano na rin siya oriented. So when the sun is near the Earth's surface receives a little more solar energy. The Earth is near the sun when it is summer in the southern hemisphere and winter in the northern hemisphere. However, the presence of vast oceans moderates the hotter summer and colder winters one would expect to see in the southern hemisphere as a result of the difference. The rotation of the Earth is also responsible for hourly variations in sunlight. In the early morning and the late afternoon, the sun is low in the sky and its rays travel further through the atmosphere than at noon, when the sun is at the highest point. On a clear day, the greatest amount of solar energy reaches a solar collector around solar noon. So solar cells, ito yung basic part nitong basic component na natin ng ating solar system. The PV array is composed of solar modules. Each module contains a matrix of solar cells connected in series and parallel to satisfy the terminal properties of the whole generator. Accordingly, the solar cell is the basic element of the PV generator. This element is the basic solar radiation converter into electricity. So ito yung example natin ng Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. So ito na lang yung gagamitin natin Nandito yung ating negative electrode. Dito sa baba yung positive. Now this is how it is. Ganito yung kanyang makeup. Ito yung ating solar cell. Makikita nyo, nandito yung ating negative layer, N layer, P layer, and its junction. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na once sa solar radiation hits this solar cell, this solar panel, this solar cell natin, the photons disrupts yung kanyang makeup. Nangyayari? May nababump out siya na electron. At yung gagawin ng electron na to? Makahanap ng lugar kung saan siya ay makakapasok. Right? Kahanap siya ng lugar kung saan siya ay makakapasok, kaya siya ay maghahanap ng kanyang flow. Yung flow na yon, nandito nga yung ating negative electrode na to, kung saan siya pupunta. Ito yung tinatawag natin itong malapad na to, bus bar. Ito mga fingers. Kaya kapag nakakita kayo ng parang makakakita kayo ng na maraming ganito sa isang solar cell. Ano yung papakita naman tayo ng example niyon. Ngayon, yung dislodgement or yung displacement ng electron na yon para mag-flow dito, that serves as the flow of electricity natin na hina-harness natin. Yun yung padadaanin natin dito sa ating mga DC load na ito as an example. So this is the component of a single solar cell. single lang yun. Isa lang yun na solar cell. Imagine, a solar module, a solar panel is consisting of several of these na meron tayo. Papansin nyo, meron tayo layer dito na clean-up out. This is yung protective layer niya. Mostly non-reflected, non-reflect, ano bang term doon? Non-reflecting film. Kasi the purpose nga natin is to absorb as much sunlight. Kung i-reflect niya ito, so what is the purpose? Of course, meron pa rin siyang i-reflect na sunlight, but the way it's made up is yung para ma-minimize niya ito to the highest na degree. So solar cells are made of semiconductors as the active material. To understand the operation of the solar cell and optimize their characteristics, one must understand thoroughly their material properties because there is a direct relationship between the cell performance and the material properties. Now, how it's made up is, ito yung mga example niya. We have the atomic property, the property of is the atomic structure of the materials. It has a large impact on performance. There are three distinct atomic arrangement of any material. We have crystalline, or baka sa ibang libro, makikita nyo dito ang tawag sa kanya ay mono, polycrystalline, and amorphous. Monocrystalline, so from the word itself, mono meaning isa, crystalline the structure. Yung structure niya, it is made in such a way na siya ay pacally condensed and yung kanyang arrangement is yung maayos. So, imagine the flow of electrons dito sa ating ganitong structure, so mas maganda. Meron naman tayong polycrystalline, or poly from the word, poly meaning many. So, many crystal structures. So makikita nyo, meron tayong iba't ibang structure dito na nagko-compose niyong same arrangement, same files, but marami siya. Now, that would explain na ito, less efficient siya kaysa dito sa monocrystalline. Imagine the flow of electrons dito sa ganitong klaseng structure. Now, last, we have amorphous, or yung ganito yung pagkaka-structure niya, hindi siya ganun ka, ganito yung arrangement. So again, less efficient siya dito and less costly. Imagine this as pure semiconductor material, mas mahal, and then polycrystalline, so slightly less costly but slightly less efficient, and then amorphous na yung pinaka-cheap sa lahat but pinaka-less efficient din. So crystalline, where the atoms are perfectly ordered in three-dimensional array. Amorphous, where the atoms of the material have random order compared with the in a single crystalline, composed of crystallographic grains joined together by grain boundaries. Now, how does a solar cell work? A semiconductor has an electron field, valence band, and an empty conduction band. Two bands are separated by an energy gap. The valence electrons are shared by the neighboring atoms and are bound by the parent atoms. They are locally fixed and are not capable of conducting electricity. To make such materials conduct electricity, we have the free valence electrons. This can be done by doing work sufficient to break the bond. This work can be affected by heating, illuminating with suitable light. So yun yung ating purpose for solar generation. Yun yung makaka-disrupt nga nitong ating to break the bond nga po natin na yun. And doping the material with suitable impurities. Now, how does a solar cell work? So, ganito po siya. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Once yung solar energy natin hits our solar cell, mangyayari sa kanya, yung photons natin na to, mababump up niya yung electrons contained in the semiconductor material natin. And since yung electron natin na ito, right, kailangan niyang maka-flow. Right? Kailangan niyang maka-flow. Mangyayari sa kanya is papasok siya dito sa ating negative electrode na region. Pasok siya dito. Then magfo-flow siya dito sa ating kuwan, dito sa ating kuwan na ito. Sa ating wire na ito. Right? And imagine this happening simultaneously. So yun yung nagkakos nung flow of current dito sa ating load na yun yung ating nagsiserve naman ng purpose para mabigyan natin ng power yung ating mga load. So to boost the power output of PV cells, they are connected together in chains to form larger units known as modules or panels. So yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. The higher the demand, so syempre the more or the larger scale yung ating mga arrays yung kailangan nating mai-provide. Modules can be used individually or can serve to be connected to form arrays. One or more arrays is connected to the electrical grid as part of a complete PV system. Because of this modular structure, PV systems can be built to meet almost any electrical power needs, small or large. So alam natin na kung gaano kalaki yung i-provide mo for your solar array, so ganun din yung may bigay mo or mamimit mo na demand sa iyo ng power. Based on the electrical energy output, PV modules can be arranged into arrays to increase electric output. Solar PV systems are generally classified based on their functional and operational requirements, their component configurations. It can be classified into grid-connected and standalone systems, which is yun yung pinaliwanag ko sa inyo kanina. Standalone systems, it can power its own. Grid-connected is, it still relies on the grid kapag hindi na i-supply niyo yung ating solar array yung energy requirement. So, additional components naman tayo. So, alam natin na although yung heart or the basic unit nitong ating solar system ay yung ating solar panel tapos yung ating solar cells in the most basic content niya, hindi pa rin siya magpa-function kung wala siya yung kanyang mga supporting components. PV modules and arrays are just one part of a PV system. Systems also include mounting structures that point panels towards the sun along with the components that take direct current, DC electricity, produced by modules and convert it to alternating current, AC electricity used to power all appliances in our home. Mounting structures. PV arrays must be mounted on a stable, durable structure that can support the array and withstand wind, rain, hail, and corrosion over decades. So alam natin na yung ating since ang kailangan natin ay yung ating harvesting ng ating solar radiation. So, talagang exposed to the elements yung ating solar panels na to. Kaya yung mounting structures niya and yung kanyang protection ay kailangan ay mas mabibigyan din natin ng pansin. So ito, example nitong ating mounting structure. This is example of a mounting structure. Most likely ay ground mounted. Meron siyang ganito mga tubular steel na supports, frames, in which doon naka-fastened yung ating mga solar panels. Tapos siya naman ay concrete mounted dito sa ating ground level. So depending kung saan siya nakamount. Kung nakamount man siya sa kung ground-mounted man siya o kung roof-mounted, so kung saan siya nakamount. For PV arrays mounted on the ground, tracking mechanisms automatically move panels follow the sun across the sky. Although hindi lahat ay ganon. Highly specialized systems lang yung mga ganon. So as systems have improved, cost-benefit analysis increasingly favors tracking for ground-mounted systems. So kung mas effective naman cost-wise yung ikakabit kasi yung initial kasi yung niyo doon, kung yung initial cost niyo doon ay ma-outweigh niyo yung benefit na yun yung magiging power generation, so why not? Inverters naman, as explained ko kanina, inverters are used to convert the direct current electricity generated by solar photovoltaic modules into alternating current electricity, which is used for local transmission of electricity as well as most appliances in our homes. PV systems either have one inverter that converts the electricity generated by all of the modules or microinverters that are attached to each individual module. A single inverter is generally less expensive and can be more easily cooled and serviced when needed, while microinverters allow for independent operation of each panel, which is useful if some modules might be shaded. For example, it is expected that inverters will need to be replaced at least once in a 25-year lifetime of a PV array. So yan, example natin dito, we have yung ating solar panel. We have yung solar panel natin, we have yung ating controller or charge controller. We have our battery bank. Kita nyo dito yung flow pa niya, kulay pula, right? DC, power pa siya. Tapos pumasok sa ating inverter to AC power to our AC loads. Storage naman. So ito, storage, yung ating battery bank. Batteries allow for the storage of solar photovoltaic energy. So we can use it to power our homes at night or when weather elements keep sunlight from reaching PV panels. Not only can they be used in homes, but batteries are playing an increasingly important role for utilities. As customers feed solar energy back into the grid, batteries can store it so it can be returned to customers at a later time. The increased use of batteries will help modernize and stabilize our country's electric grid. So yun, just to recap na lang ito, the sun is an extremely powerful energy source, and sunlight by far is the largest source of energy received by the Earth. If this is the case, why is solar energy not the primary source of power? So ito yung sinabi ko sa inyo, tanong ko sa inyo kanina, Till now, there is no appreciable direct conversion path from solar radiation to human consumption. This is because there is no efficient conversion machine until now. Solar radiation has a very low energy density, and solar power is not constant. It varies daily from season to season and also from phase to phase. So yan yung konting introduction natin with dito sa ating solar energy. Any questions so far? May questions?
Wala naman po, sir.
Okay. So, ayun, yun muna yung magiging klase natin so that covers yung ating initial chapter 1 nitong ating discussions. Now, as additional na sa ko lang baka kung anong link ang may bigay ko sa inyo. So, ayun. Magbigay ako sa inyo ng additional na links, YouTube links ito. Pwede niyo siyang panoorin. Huwag laging panoorin natin ng mga TikTok o kung ano. Minsan manood din tayo nitong ganitong mga na magagamit natin sa ating kasi even yung mga subjects natin na highly computational, I'm sure sa vast resources na meron kayo ngayon, actually nung kami yung pumapasok, wala pa kami mga ganyan eh. Wala pa kami mga ganyan, pero kayo ngayon, kahit problems na magaling na makakapag-explain. Pwede nyo buksan yung mga links yan or I implore you na buksan yung mga links yan, panoorin ninyo, and baka ma-summarize ng mas malinaw yung mga itinuro or mga i-present ko sa inyo ngayong araw. Bukod po doon, I want you to have yung inyong libro natin na nakalagay doon sa yung libro natin sa sa syllabus na diniscuss natin yung Yawi na Yawi na ating book. So I want you to read page 4 to page 54 ngayon for the principles of solar power natin. Most naman is na-discuss natin dito, if not all. But you can read further at lalo na yung mag-advance reading din kayo yung sa mga computational natin na mga Kasi once na nandun na tayo sa chapter 2 to 3 natin yung sa ating solar radiation. Kayo kumakain, habang kayo ay nagpapahinga, habang nasa bahay, habang walang ginagawa, please open these links, panoorin ninyo. At I'm sure marami kayong mapipick up dyan sa mga reading list na yan. Okay? So, again, meron po bang questions pa? Naging clear po ba yung ating discussion for today? Okay lang? Okay, how about yung iba? Okay, so mukhang okay lang naman So kung okay na, okay lang naman. So that is it na po muna for today. Okay, pwede na po muna tayong ma-dismiss. I-save na itong mga link na binigay ko na ito bago mag-leave. Baka makalimutan. Copy nyo na sa inyong notepad, copy nyo na sa inyong sticky notes sa inyong mga PCs. At baka kinokopya nyo ng sulat Kopyahan nyo na para hindi nyo makalimutan at tinote nyo na sa inyo para mabuksan nyo yung link na yan anytime. Okay? That being said, kung wala ng questions, okay na po muna tayo for today. Pwede na tayo ma-dismiss.
Thank you po, sir.